Vinyl records involve two basic ingredients, vocals and instruments. Now, instruments range from strings, percussion, brass, woodwinds, and eclectic objects. For example, did you know that some classical songs call for the use of car parts? The inspiration for this video comes from my good friend James Owen. He's definitely one of the top gospel guitarists I know and that I've ever had the privilege of playing with musically. James and I have known each other since we were kids. And since I don't have my good friend on vinyl, here are some of the top guitar solos that I have been able to find so far on gospel vinyl. Any fan of 1980s Christian music remembers the Sweet Comfort Band and the guitarist Randy Thomas. According to Wikipedia, Randy Thomas, born November 15, 1954, is an American Christian rock musician best known for being a member of the Sweet Comfort Band, and he also co-wrote the song Butterfly Kisses. Thomas has performed with Sam Scott and Bob Carlisle in Psalm 150, and then he joined Sweet Comfort Band in 1975. Sweet Comfort was the band's debut album for Maranatha Music in 1977. I have two of the albums, which is Cutting Edge and Breaking the Ice. Here is a clip, I think, from Randy laying down a sweet solo on this album, Breaking the Ice, on side B, and the song is called Feeling Good. According to his website, phillkeaggy.com, he is one of the most admired guitarists in music today. His fans range from those who just aspire to be able to play his mistakes to those professional musicians who have been strongly influenced by his style. And in between are those who don't play the guitar yet find solace in his beautifully penned lyrics and memorable melodies. Phil's solo career has spanned more than 40 years and has also included 60 solo albums, both vocal and instrumental, 8 releases with his band Glass Harp, as well as numerous duets and trio albums. Now, Phill is one of the most sought-after studio guitarists still today, and yet he continues to sell out concerts all over the United States with his ever-changing style. And the style ranges from rock and roll to fully orchestrated instrumental compositions. So I have one of his albums, and it's this one. It's a self-titled Keaggy Private Collection, Volume 1 from 1983. The album has 3 instrumentals, including the song Follow Me On. Here's a clip. I would probably be called out if I didn't include the guitarist who grew up in Bryan, Ohio. I'm talking about the founder, writer, and guitarist for the band Petra. And according to Wikipedia, Bob Hartman converted to Christianity when he was 20 after having heard about the shootings at Kent State University and was asking God, "If you're real, then show yourself to me." When he was 21, he joined the Christian band called Rapture with John DeGroff. During this time, he wrote some of the songs that would be on the first Petra album. He also studied at Bowling Green University, where he earned a BA in psychology. You can find out more about Bob Hartman at his website, houseofbob.com, where you will discover that some of his hobbies include playing tennis, going fishing, and taking digital photography. Here is a part of a solo from the Petra 1982 album More Power to You, and the song is titled Judas Kiss. Dwayne Friend was a renowned electric guitarist in the Southern gospel world, and according to SingingNews.com, Dwayne grew up in Mountain Grove, Missouri, taught himself to play guitar in the style of Chet Atkins, and became well known for his classic fingerstyle playing. He would go on to perform with the Happy Goodman family, the Blackwood Brothers, and the Oak Ridge Boys, as well as the Smitty Gatlin Trio. He also performed with many others, and he was hired to play on numerous gospel albums over the years. So I have 3 of his albums. Dwayne Sings, Writes, and Picks. I also have an album called Dwayne Friend Sings, and then an album that I mentioned on a previous video called The Four Horsemen Sermons by Dwayne Friend. Sadly, Dwayne passed in 2019. Here's a clip from his first album that I mentioned, and the song is called Power in the Blood. According to Discogs, this next guitarist was born October 4th, 1933 in Bloomington, Indiana. Joe Edwards is an American country fiddler and guitarist, active in Nashville since the 1950s as a session musician and fiddler in the Grand Ole Opry staff band from 1955 to 2003. Joe also regularly appeared on TNN's Grand Ole Opry live show. Joe was best known as a fiddle virtuoso, however his main instrument was actually the guitar. He also played the drums, bass, mandolin, and banjo. I have one of his albums called Gospel Guitar by Joe Edwards. Now, I was able to find a YouTube channel from Joe Edwards from about 3 years ago, but I haven't been able to find out any more on him recently. Any information would be greatly appreciated. For now, here's a clip from his 1975 song, Jesus, Hold My Hand. I don't feel like I would do guitar solos justice if I didn't include the steel guitar. Isn't that right, James? Discogs says that Pete Drake was an American steel guitar player, recorder, producer, and record label owner based out of Nashville, Tennessee. And according to Wikipedia, his father was a Pentecostal preacher. Drake passed away in 1988, but much of his steel guitar music still lives on with vinyl. I have one of his albums called Steal Away from 1968. Here is a steel solo for the song What a Friend We Have in Jesus, but listen closely, because he actually somehow rigged up a talk box to the steel guitar and sang the hook of the song. talking about steel guitar, have you ever heard of John W. Peterson? Probably in the 1960s, Peterson released an album through Zondervan Recordings called Silver Strings. And the back of the album says that John W. Peterson plays some of the favorites among his recent gospel songs. Already known as one of the nation's greatest composers of gospel songs, hymns, and cantatas, Mr. Peterson is revealing one of his album's most adept instruments, the electric steel guitar. Here's a clip from one of his songs that he wrote called Springs of Living Water. These are just some of the guitar solos that I wanted to share with you out of my collection. What guitar solos do you find in your gospel collection? I really appreciate you watching. Until next time, keep putting the stylus down and turn it around. For Lost and Found Gospel Vinyl, I'm Kevin Vogele, and I hope to see you soon.